Hey, it's Clay Trader, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol RLOG. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually just today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like you this time frame. I think does a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price, and just makes mapping out the overall levels of support and resistance a bit easier to see. I did this analysis yesterday, so that's where the red line and green line annotations are coming from. But on that note, I'm going to do some quick house cleaning here and get rid of these lines. Sure, they still pertain, but they're not really relevant, and especially for the topic that I'm going to talk about today. But I really want to call this one a pump and dump. But to be fair to the bulls, you can't quite call it a pump and dump yet. But I will say that the bulls are definitely walking on thin ice. And that thin ice point being, was this a pump and dump, or is there some genuine power behind the move? And I'm defining genuine power as the ability to make progress over time. I'm assuming I'm stating the obvious when I say that. If a price movement has true power behind it, it's going to make progress. It's not going to go back to where it was. And the quote-unquote back to where it was point that I'm defining is right here at the 60. Let's give them a little bit. Let's just call it 65 cents. Give them a little cushion right there. And like I said, to be fair, so far so good. After today's price action, you can see the price did get down around that area, and it did indeed hold strong, just like it did back here. So case in point, you know, if you're picturing that 65 cents as the thin ice area, if the bulls come down here, walk along that thin ice, and it does hold and then starts to head back up, what would you have from the big picture perspective in that situation? Well, you'd have a set of lows right here. You'd have this base of lows down there. If you picture these as stair steps, well, hey, now you have overall stair steps heading in the upwards direction. However, if the price comes down here and the bulls start walking along this thin ice point and the price breaks through it, and then worse yet, starts to separate further and further and further down, what do you have at that point in time? At that point in time, you literally have the price right back to where the big move started. And that is not a sign of true power at all. Price movements with genuine strength are not going to go back to where they were. They're going to make progress forward. And my quote-unquote make progress forward point is, again, at 65 cents. So after a very nice move, the price is really flirting with what would potentially be a pump and dump here, where a price makes an awesome move, and then within a pretty quick amount of time, and given this is all happening within less than a couple of days, you know, the threat of it going back inside of that channel, not a very good sign. But again, to be fair to the bulls, they still have an opportunity to build a higher base at 65, so we'll see if they can get the job done or not. One of the biggest questions that I get is, hey Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.